Follow us on Twitter. Insights.
Yeah.
2 I's in the middle. INSIIGHTS.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Lord, thank you, because we're back.
I know that's right, boy. Golly, boy, it's been a long week with Helene in the middle and all the stuff that's really gone on. And my wife really had to get on me a little bit. She said, have you talked to your favorite niece? And I'm like, who might that be? I said, the one you hear from all the time. She's actually from Asheville, North Carolina.
Ooh.
And I guess I was not aware until Good Morning America talked about it, how bad it was in Asheville, biblical proportions. So then I got concerned, and I texted her as I was being asked about her. And before the text went through good in her way, she called me. And she was saying, she said, we hadn't talked in a couple of weeks, which I hear from her all the time. And she was telling me how bad it was and how she now lives in Charlotte. And she actually left. She sent her sons with her vehicle and their rifle too, I might add, to go get the grandmother and everybody in the family that they could get in the car. And I said, you sent with a right? She said, it's looting. People are breaking in houses, it's stealing, it's vandalism. She said it's really a lot of stuff going on. In addition to the fact, she said, we couldn't reach anybody because the towers were down. Everybody just figured it was because of hurricane. She said, but they actually cut some of that stuff off because they didn't want people to know how bad it was. And she said stuff had gone across the roads. Mountains had came across the roads. Rivers overflowed and cut off. It was no transportation. Then I went back and researched some of it, and it was horrific. I mean, she said she named the city, but she said they're getting ready to evacuate everybody out of the city. She said because the dam is getting ready to break. So they're trying to get all the people out of the city. So she said we got all my family is in the house in Charlotte with me. And she said everybody's on the floor, sleeping in a pallet, laying down. She said, but we're all here. She said, I have one aunt who's not here, and she's a pharmacist, and she's doing what pharmacists do. They're trying to help everybody. So she had raised some money and took some water and some other stuff and food, and she was supposed to get back to me. I know she's been swamped because we were going to try and do some stuff with her through Insights because that's what we do. But I did not know, and I just really felt bad because we knew we had dodged a bullet, but we did not even think that it was that bad in other parts of the country. And you would think when you move inland a little bit more that would kind of be at a minimum, but you don't think about the mountains and the rivers overflowing and all of that. And they were saying that even on the third floor, if you're in the hotel, you had to be like the fourth or fifth floor to be okay. Otherwise, the top 3 or 4 floors were flooded. And man, it just gut-wrenching. It pulls at your heart. Now, I'm sitting in my garage. I'm looking outside the window, already knowing we've been blessed because of the tornadoes that went through. And I can sit in my driveway. I can sit in my garage and see where it took my basketball goal. I mean, it was like 2 feet away from being on my driveway. Left 5 trees in front of where my daughter was parked. I'm looking at it. It's still 25, 30 trees that are destroyed. that we haven't been able to get to or can't get to cut them down, and how the tornadoes went through. And it connect. I mean, it's close enough. It says a basketball goal. It's in your driveway. It's literally within a foot of being in your driveway. And we came out unscathed, and 2 houses right next to us had to have roofs replaced. And I had never seen a hurricane that 10 days before it even got into the Gulf, they were predicting where it was going to go. It doesn't happen that way. I mean, we've seen hurricanes that were supposed to go one way. One that was supposed to come to Tampa and took a turn and went in a different direction. But to be able to be where the spaghetti models were hitting in one spot, I really was finding that so hard to believe. And it actually missed Tallahassee by about 20, 25 miles. And once again, missed my residence by about 10 miles. And it was just, and the meteorologists were just saying that it was no way they thought that Tallahassee would not be hit. And they said it would have been 100% without power. And as I look at the devastation in other places, it lets you know once again how blessed, we really are.
I am glad to hear that you guys in all of Tallahassee dodged that bullet. My heart just breaks for Asheville and places in Tennessee, and it's just heartbreaking to see. If there's any good thing that comes of this, coach, is that your tragedy brings people together, and hopefully, and I know that's the American way. They will come together and they will rebuild and be stronger than before. My heart is just broken, though. It's just, you can't be happy. I couldn't be happy that we were missed and seeing devastation, total devastation in other places. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's at least that, Rick. And how has watched JD TV? Good evening. We appreciate you as always, Rick.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
Rick, it's hard to be. You can't celebrate the things with yourself when you see that something else happens. And we got an insurmountable number of calls and contacts and texts and things and people reaching out just from as far away as California, Canada, to out of the country, that just checking on us because they had heard about how bad it was. Well, let me not be selfish. How's your grandbaby? How did that go?
She doesn't want to come out, Coach. Raylan is like, I'm staying in here. Y'all crazy. You folks are driving me up a wall. They went to the hospital the day before the hurricane, the day of our show, the last week.
Right.
And they sent them home. They said, the hospitals are too packed right now. The baby is fine. We'll revisit next week.
Next week?
This week. So now she's at 39 weeks and they're talking. The baby has until October 9th. If the baby doesn't want to come out before October 9th, they're going to get it. So one more week. So I'm in the holding pattern, which is fine. Because I didn't know what we were going to do last week if she would have come. My foot was down. I was not traveling up the road if I didn't have to, unless I was on a rescue mission. I was not going up there. No offense, Tally. But now we're just in a holding pattern. And the baby's okay. The mother's okay. My son, the daddy, is a little, but he gets that from his mother, so it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. From mom. Yeah. I was going to say, how can you tell from any normal day? I mean, he's kind of goes that way, you know.
But
So I
thanks for
know
asking.
you've been on edge. I've had. I mean,
Yeah.
you've been in my prayers, you know, and we've been in touch with each other, so we know how that goes, you know. And just something I want to run again. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach from Inside Sports. Boy, y'all know I love me some barbecue. I found the bestest barbecue sauce. It's online at BBQ Jank, BBQ Jank, the Jank. Boy, I'm messing around with that stuff. I no longer have to mess around trying to make my own. I'll put that in a pot, put it on my meat. I'll claim it, but it's from the Jank, the official barbecue sauce of Inside Sports. You better order some for your next tailgate early. And we appreciate those of you who had ordered it and hit me back and told me how good it was. I said, if I called it, it was going to be good. That's this sponsor of this week's episode, Jank Barbecue. Just wanted to give you a shout out how much we appreciate you and all that you do. Jank Barbecue. And for your boy, Rick.
Hello, my name is Kimber, the Inside Student Correspondent here at James High School. It's our weekly sports highlight. Due to the storm last week, some games have been adjusted. On Tuesday, our Raiders golf team has a tournament. Our Raiders golf team tournament has a campus. On Tuesday and Thursday, our Lady Raiders volleyball team have away games against Sewanee and Wakulla. And on Tuesday, our JV football team will be facing Charlotte. On Wednesday, our bowling team has a match and our swim team has a meet, and our Raiders football team will be traveling to Fort Walton Beach. This weekend, both our swim team and cross-country team both have fun. Once again, I'm Keith Kimbrough, and there's always one nation, Raider Nation.
I know that's your guy.
Yes, sir.
A journalism student is growing up at ninth grader. And to let you know now, he does these on his own. We tell him we like to have one a week, you know, when we like to have it. And then, you know, today.
Hello, my name is Kingston Kimbrough, your Inside Student Correspondent from James S. Ricketts High School. I'm currently with me as senior
Anaya Franklin.
So, Anaya, can you tell me about your team and a little bit about yourself?
So I am Anaya currently a senior at Ricketts High School and the girls bowling captain. And we have a bowling team that is very amazing. And yeah.
So on that topic, what inspired you to start bowling?
So my aunt actually lettered in bowling in high school.
And finally, what are your individual and team goals for the season?
So my individual goals are to do bowling for college and beyond college. And the team goals are to do better than we did last year at districts.
Thank you, Anaya. Once again, I'm Kingston Kimbrough, and as always, one nation.
Raider Nation!
Nice.
With a fan club behind him that time, the whole bowling team behind him.
Right. That's
my boy getting creative, baby.
Yes, he is. Keep it up. Love it.
Isn't that something?
The profession is in good hands. Yes. The profession is in great hands. If this is any indication, yes.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah, and I'm 10 years old. And whenever we went through the storm, at first we went to a hotel, and then at night we saw the trees moving and stuff, and it was dark and stuff. And then the morning there was a lot of leaves everywhere. And then at first we checked on the house to see if it was okay, and it was. And we saw some leaves and branches in our backyard whenever we came back. And then there was nice sunshine, but it wasn't really that nice that time. and the hurricane was bad in some parts, and whenever we got home, the hurricane was already over. And whenever we went home, we were about to put up the generator until the power came on.
My other trainee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is almost a youth show, and I got something that you might not have known. Jordan Bugg, born August 11, 2006, is an American professional soccer player who plays as a defender for the Seattle Reign FC of the National Women's Summer League. And she played for the United States National Under-20 team. She was signed by the Reign at the age of 17 in 2024. She was raised in El Cajon, California, the oldest of 5 children. Her parents attended Eastern Kentucky University, where her father played college football and was a Hall of Fame football player at Eastern Kentucky. Her mother, from Tallahassee, Florida, maiden name Tam Arnold, played basketball. Tam, if you remember, was one of the all-time great female point guards in the city of Tallahassee, Florida, played for Ricketts High School. Jordan is also a first cousin of NFL cornerback Terrion Arnold. Jordan was deemed the number 4 overall recruit nationally in the class of 2025 before she reclassified to the class of 2024. She originally committed to Stanford, changed her mind to go to Florida State University, and ultimately decided to go pro. The Arnold family now with 2 grandchildren who are pros, Terrion Arnold in the Detroit Lions and Jordan Bugg with the Reign. July 19th, Seattle Reign FC signed 2 under-18 players, defender Jordan Bugg, midfielder Ansley McKimmon. It was both of them's first-year contract and not a decision that they took lightly. Both of them had to give it a lot of thought. Jordan said it was a hard choice to make, but she think it was the best option for her to go ahead and be in a pro environment right away. She said she loves it in Seattle. I know it was the right decision for my personal goals and to go to work earning a spot on the senior national team. Congratulations to the family and to Jordan. And from Insights, we wish you the best of luck.
Mm-hmm.
2. And her mom was quite a point guard at Ricketts, boy. She was special.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. She's one of the all-time best that ever played in Tallahassee. She's in the short conversation as one of the best point guards.
Wow.
Her mom could get it done. Then her dad played football, and he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame at his school. So she comes from an athletic family. And Terrion, they're first cousins. I mean, they're not 4 or 5 generations removed. Their mothers were sisters, and both played basketball. Terrion's mother played basketball too. You know, so it's in the family. It's in the blood.
Good genes.
17 years old, signing to go pro.
Hey. You know, that's interesting how many sports you can go pro at a young age, but all right, never mind.
That's open up something there. You open it up. I'm glad you realized it.
Yeah.
Sports Diva had a shout out there to the future weatherman for Jeremiah and the Jeremiah report. Yeah, his report was pretty good. I'm a little proud of that one. He did pretty good not to be checking it and having his notes, had it set up the little camera and did it. He has ways to go to catch Kingston, but he's only 10.
He's only 10.
Say he's only 10. Man, the SWAC was interesting. Our guy at Prairie View, okay, all you Merritt Island fans that come on here, Bubba McDowell had a 5
scoring, stopping for 5 overtimes is unheard of. But again, just grateful to be a part of the winning side of it, man. Again, I mean, it was exciting to see the PV Nation fans show up the way they showed up. And I'm so grateful to turn around and just see what we saw in that stadium. And it was electrifying. And again, if you missed that one, I mean, golly, sorry on you, but always great to come out with a victory against a great team like that, well-coached team, offensively, defensively, and it was good for us, So we just had to come out of halftime, going into halftime, I had to come to Jesus talk with the coaching staff and look, this is what I need to expect, why we're not playing this person, why we're not playing this guy. I need you to play this guy. Then, then went downstairs and had a Jesus talk with the players as well. Like, hey, we've been here before. We got to figure out, stop shooting ourselves in the foot, and figure out again how to win this game in the second half, they called me in, after I threw a couple of Gatorades, on the floor that I normally don't do. But man, they said, Coach, we got you. They called it in and, they got together and man, we came out and it was a different second half.
Whenever a coach says they had a come to Jesus meeting, that's termed loosely. And he said he threw a couple Gatorades. Okay.
You ever throw a couple of Gatorades, Coach?
Yes, one or
No
two.
comment? Oh, he commented. Oh, okay.
One or two. No. And see, the thing is, I'm not nearly as laid back as Bubba is. And he even now talking about the game, you could see or hear the excitement in him. That was a 36-34 contest, 5 overtimes with Grambling. That was a little special there. It really, really was. Here goes Sports Diva, old school coaching, come to Jesus meeting with the players. All right, he said he had a come to Jesus meeting with the coaches.
First, yeah. Yeah.
Why so-and-so not playing and why so-and-so not playing? When the head man asked the assistant coach that, then you better have a good doggone reason why that kid isn't playing.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
We have an interesting one coming up. And I know I'm going to get asked some questions on this one. But Alabama State, FAMU this weekend, and Alabama State's homecoming, and they scheduled Florida A&M. Wow. Okay, Sports Diva, leave that alone. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Alabama State scheduled FAMU for homecoming. Okay.
Scoring, stopping for 5 overtimes is unheard of. But again, just grateful to be a part of the winning side of it, man. Again,
they're going to play hard. Of course, a lot of different players just with the turnover in the roster, but you can still say they play with the same type of swagger and the same confidence, and they play like champions.
I have a follow-up if time permits, so I'll just wait until I get a chance.
Go ahead, Ty. You're good.
Okay. Florida A&M is not your normal homecoming opponent that a team normally schedules.
They're going to bring the band, and so this is going to be a great HBCU weekend.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Absolutely.
Next question goes to Doc Holliday.
Coach Robinson, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Go back on the game on Saturday. You dominated this game from start to finish. The only aspect as far as with the game, you had 78 yards passing from your QB, but you also had 11 penalties that netted 72 yards. What is the things that you want to try to clean up from this game to go into the homecoming game against FAMU?
That was one of those funny games where you felt like you were in control of it, but you never were really in control of it just because Bethune kept playing so hard. Those kids never gave up, and then they fought back into it, where it was a one-possession game and they had the ball. So it was never it never felt like we dominated the game. Felt like we had it under control, but it was still always, you had to play
Alabama
60
State
minutes. The biggest thing is the penalties for us. We can't have 11 penalties. We had one turnover on the kickoff.
Does it make it to have an opponent of this caliber at homecoming, as opposed to most teams normally have someone who might be considered a sure win, so to speak? So this is a little bit different situation.
Yeah, I mean they're a good team, and so if you look on our roster, the teams that we played this year, I don't look at any of those games as this is an easy win. And if you look around college football, there's so many different opponents, unranked opponents, beating other opponents. So it's just college football. I think you have to go out there every day and play hard. If you don't play hard, if you don't play good, play smart, then you're not going to win a football game. But yeah, they're a talented team. I mean, they're a good team. It's going to be a great game, a great matchup. But from the standpoint of your question, yeah, it's just the way the calendar falls. We have a spacing between Labor Day Classic, Homecoming, and then Magic City Classic. So it's whoever falls on the calendar that week, and that's who you have to play. So we just go out there and play them, and it'll be very entertaining. It's a good matchup, but from the proximity standpoint, they're the closest SWAC school to us, so we know they're going to bring homecoming on campus. So we know about all the distractions that can face for our kids, and so we're working on that, preaching that to stay within the moment. We're part of the entertainment, but Coach Cozy and FAMU have a talented team. Defending SWAC champs, defending HBCU champs, talented quarterback, and Richardson, and then number 2, Gassett. Those two guys can put a lot of points on the board. So it's going to be a challenge for our defense, and try to make it a hostile environment. But it'll be a great game. We're looking forward to it.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach. First question goes to Ty Miller.
Hey, Coach Robinson, good morning to you.
He's a talented guy. Get him the ball in a lot of different ways, punt returner. And so that's been a hallmark of those type of teams, and they also have a running game. So when you think they're a pass team, but then they'll rush for 100 yards on you if you're not careful. So you have to really just defend everything. And they're well coached, they're disciplined guys. They're going to play hard. Of course, a lot of different players just for the turnover in the roster, but you can still say they play with the same type of swagger and the same confidence, and they play like champions.
I have a follow-up if time permits, so I'll just wait until I get a chance.
Go ahead, Ty. You're good.
Okay. Florida A&M is not your normal homecoming opponent that a team normally schedules.
And they're a good team. It's going to be a great game, a great matchup. But from the standpoint of your question, yeah, it's just the way the calendar falls. We have a spacing between Labor Day Classic, Homecoming, and then Magic City Classic. So it's whoever falls on the calendar that week, and that's who you have to play.
I appreciate it, Coach.
No problem. This question goes to Ty Miller.
Hey, Coach. Good morning to you. How you doing?
Hey, Ty. How you doing, boss?
I'm good, Coach. Besides being fundamentally sound, who are some of the skill set players on offense that concern you when it comes to Alabama State?
Well, they got those 3 running backs, right? I mean, they're all guys that do different things, and you look at their stat sheet. They got 300 yards rushing. You got guys that are doing certain things at certain times, and and they're okay. They're okay with punting. And they're really, really good on defense, and so they're going to play sound football. They're going to play fundamental football. They're going to play tough football. And they're going to run the ball, and you make tackles and force them to punt. It's okay. They know they got a great defense, and they're going to get the ball right back and run the ball again, right? So, you see them doing a lot of, this is a different team, I would say, than what they had last year. But the mindset of being sound and running the football and shortening the game and things of that nature, they're doing a really, really good job from what we've seen over the teams they played. But he's going to run the football, and they want to stop the run on defense, and that's really, really impressive to see that they've done for the most part this season.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be a good one this weekend. Hopefully, Alabama State will pay for scheduling Florida A&M as their homecoming opponent, and their game they barely got by Bethune 26-21, but that could be misleading. And the reason why, he made the comment that they had 11 penalties against them. And when you see where that contest was played in Daytona, that answer you need to know. That answered everything you need to know.
Hey, that sounded kind of personal, Coach. Like you have had some experiences in Daytona.
I had experiences, and as a player, as a coach, as a fan, when you go to Daytona, it's like being in Tallahassee and playing in Quincy. You know, the home team is going to get the benefit of the doubt, and they're going to create the benefit of the doubt. It's rough to beat them over there, boy. It's rough to beat them over there, and it's rough to beat Cookman in Daytona. You know, they get you down there one. It's already the weather's a little bit hotter than what you're accustomed to, and their teams are pretty decent, and they take it seriously. But then the officiating gets in the way, and it makes it even worse. Makes it even worse. So just kind of interesting. What's that?
I understand that his rationale. I mean, great rationale. You know, they have games between this classic and the Magic City Classic, but FAMU was the only home game between there. I mean, that was the only team you could have picked. Now, okay, that's a great motivation tool for fans. Oh my goodness, how we use that. So they picked you for homecoming.
And know that our coaches are. Know that our coaches are. But see, they selected that. The administration selected that. I can guarantee you the coach didn't select that. You know, I can guarantee you that guarantee the coach, when he said, and he probably fussed about it. You know, I'm sure he fussed about it, but it's not a decision that was his to make.
Right.
I'm 100% positive of that. Having been in those situations, and it's almost like people fussing about the FAMU games and why is our game the same weekend with Florida State and Well, a lot of those games, it's not even up to the schools. The conferences select those games, you know, and the city of Tallahassee, if they had their way, FAMU and Florida State would never play at the same time because both teams sell out every hotel room that's in the area. The team that I respect the most are the visiting teams, the FAMU. They go out to Crawfordville and they stay out there in those woods. Nice hotel, but out there in those woods, they don't have to worry about nobody coming out there picking up them guys, taking them away for the weekend. Because one is dark, one is in the woods, and everybody's afraid something's going to happen to them. So once they get them out there, they have them completely contained with whatever's going on. The coaches have their attention.
I ain't going to Crawfordville. Not at night. Nah. No. No.
And they don't know where you are. You out there trying to tell your girlfriend to come pick you up and stuff. And she's like, and where is this? It's where? Wait a minute. That's not in town.
And do what?
and he doesn't even know how to tell her how to get there. So that's a done deal. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
Oh my goodness.
It is understandable fans are drawn to the star power of the WNBA semifinal matchup between the Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty. It features the league's last two MVPs and a team trying to go for a three-peat in the Aces. However, the other semifinal matchup between the Minnesota Lynx and Connecticut Sun may be the best series for basketball purists. It is a battle between two evenly matched teams that played tight contests during the regular season. Only 8 points separated the teams in the three games combined in the regular season. So Sunday's 3-point win by the Sun should not be a shock. It is a perfect number 2 versus number 3 matchup, and the teams are not disappointing. They both have Olympians, Nafreesha Collier for the Lynx, Alyssa Thomas for the Sun. They were the top 2 defensive teams in the league in points allowed. Connecticut first, Minnesota second. What may be the determining factor in this battle will be which team imposes their will down the stretch. If Sunday is any indication, this is going to be a 5-game battle.
1-1 so far.
Is the female Dennis Rodman. And I like Miss Collier. I mean, I liked her when she was at UConn, and she is absolutely killing it now. She's she's a little special. She got off in the Olympics, and she has continued nonstop through the playoffs.
You know, she had 19 points in game one of their 3-point loss, and people said, they were like, "Oh, you know, she's gonna come out hard for game two." She only had 19 points. I was like, "Oh, okay." And they battled. They played well. They played well last night. So I expect that to go far. I do. They're just two teams that just battle. They just battle. Now I am surprised at the other series a little bit. I thought they would go at least 4, but New York is on a mission. They've been on a mission all year. They've been atop of the league all year, and they're like, we're winning our first. They're up 2-0. Let's see how it goes.
It's hard for Asia to end up doing, and what they have decided was Asia's going to get hers, but don't let anybody else get it. And
the Jordan rules.
And it's worked well. You know, it's worked well. You know, now. Don't think.
It's October, Coach. So you know what that means. Major League Baseball playoffs are here. But before we get to the games, let's take a moment of silence for one of baseball's greatest players, Pete Rose, who passed away on Monday. For all of his faults, no one can argue about him being one of the top competitors the game has ever known. R.I.P. Charlie Hustle. As far as the games, this should be one heck of a playoffs, as you could make a case for any of the 12 teams to win the World Series before the game started on Tuesday. The Los Angeles Dodgers have been the favorite to win the series since the season began, and they have not disappointed. They led the majors in wins and have 2 of the top players in Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani. Can their pitching get them over the top? But if they slip, the New York Yankees are fiending to win title number 28, something they haven't done since 2009, an eternity for New York fans. The Philadelphia Phillies bashed their way into the playoffs and may have the most complete pitching staff. They will battle every at-bat and expect to make a long playoff run. Coach, like this, don't sleep on the Cleveland Guardians. While overshadowed by the big market teams, the Guardians have gone about their season in just 1 game. A team that has gotten timely hitting and pitching all season. They will be a tough out in the playoffs. The Baltimore Orioles and Houston Astros had slumps during the season, but have the pieces to make moves, while the San Diego Padres, Atlanta Braves, and New York Mets are hot right now, with the Mets and Braves securing playoff berths in the last 2 games of the season when they split a doubleheader. The Milwaukee Brewers may be the least talked about number 3 seed in history, while Detroit and Kansas City have the ability to win a series or 2. And if that happens, watch out. So get your peanuts, Cracker Jacks, and sunflower seeds ready. This is setting up for one heck of an October.
Out of all that, Coach, Rick, that intro, that's the coldest intro you've done yet. I said, oh, look at Rick Brown getting his graphics down. That was pretty tight.
Thanks, Coach. And it's funny because 2 of those teams, I said Detroit and Kansas City, have a chance to win a series or 2. They've already won their series. Bye-bye, Baltimore. Bye-bye, Houston. Out of here. on to the next. I tell you, this is
Baltimore
crazy.
Was like, what, a number 3 seed or something, weren't they?
They fell to 4. They were actually, they fell to 4. they started off real hot, and then the dog days of summer just crept on them, and they just couldn't get back going like they had been going at the beginning of the year. They're using a lot of young players, called up a lot of young players. So I wasn't surprised of this early exit. I was surprised they got swept, but they only scored 1 run. So you're not going to win many games scoring just 1 run. Not in the playoffs.
Well, just like the Browns not going to win many scoring 1 touchdown.
Hey, can y'all do that again this week?
I'm sure you
I'm
would
asking for a friend.
Yeah. I wonder who that would be, since you're not a Washington fan. Well, they got a quarterback that's playing well for Washington now. That rookie's getting it done.
He is. He's playing well. He really is. What shocks me about him is that he threw his first interception. He just kind of smiled at it, just like all right, I knew what I did, and just came back the next series, bang, 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 touchdown. Like, what phase is this guy? I remember seeing him in college at both Arizona State and LSU, but I didn't know he was this steady. Now, if he could just stay healthy,
Now, the coach that recruited him thought he could be pretty good, but and if he could have kept him, he stayed there. But he had some other issues he couldn't quite get resolved in that program. But yeah, Her's a little crazy, but I like him because he's a little crazy. I like that.
Kendrick Spirit, coach.
Yeah. You got to know your limitation, like Clint Eastwood said. Man, got to know his limitations. With these black quarterbacks, it's becoming very, very, very interesting. On September 30th, 1979, history was made as the first NFL game with 2 black starting quarterbacks. Grambling State's Doug Williams was leading the Tampa Bay Bucks, squared off against the Chicago Bears' Vince Evans from USC. This contest took place on Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois. They set the tone for today's NFL and how black student athletes have emerged as solid NFL quarterbacks. In the past 2 years, first and second picks were black quarterbacks. Last year was Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and then the 4th pick was Anthony Richardson from the University of Florida. This year was Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels as the top 2 picks from the first round. Next year, it is probably Shedeur Sanders, who got his first collegiate starts at Jackson State University. The breakthrough in the acceptance of black quarterbacks inspired a new book entitled The Great Black Hope by the race and sports scholar Lewis Moore. It is most definitely worth a read on what these athletes endured to prove their worth as quarterbacks in the NFL. I've already ordered that book, and just looking at some of the things that he's written about have been black professional experiences, and some of the things that have happened in other sports as well. Might be an interesting read there. I mean, it's that's something that we need to take a look at. Once I read it, I'll come back and give people some feedback on it. But it's almost something you almost have to listen to and read.
I want to see it. Yes, yes.
Support that. So it's just one of those things. As we continue along this path, I mean, we're right in the middle. We're getting ready to start the NBA season. The WNBA is kind of winding down. Football's getting into it. Major League Baseball. It's just a lot of things going on at once. I love this time of the season. I mean, I love this. I had a weekend in Cleveland when the Indians were the Indians then in the World Series, and Cleveland was receiving their rings for winning their national championship and winning their world championship and opening up the season at home. The normal parking was $20, $25. All the parks were $100 to $200 a piece to park. I mean, the city was livid. And I'm going to bring some footage at some point of that introductory ceremony that the Cavaliers had, man, that thing was something. It's just everything. I was there for everything except the parade. I mean, I almost went to the parade. I almost flew up just for the parade, but I had to be there for that game, and I had to be there for them receiving their rings. It was something. All things Cleveland, it'll be a long time before that may happen again. Rick, you did a game this weekend. Tell us about your game you did this week.
Wow. We spoke about the hurricane and how that threw everything off. So got a message on late Friday. Tenarock's AD, Irvin Strickland, let me know that Tenarock was going to play on Saturday at Winter Haven High School, which is different because they had been playing at Southeastern. And he asked would I show up? I was like, say less. I'll be there. And so they played a county school, Lake Alfred Discovery. And it was funny because it was two former Kathleen High School. One player, Discovery had Gianni Paul. He used to play at Kathleen and went on to started at Miami before going to Utah. And Anthony Troutman, who was coaching at Kathleen High School. So that was a little connection between the two schools. Mm-hmm. And Tenarock just was flat. They had 3 plays in the first quarter. Discovery just moved the ball, moved down the field, just ball control the whole first quarter. Tenarock could not get going. It seemed like that took them out of their rhythm. Mm-hmm. And it was only 13-6 at halftime, but Discovery won 25-6. And the coaches had some good comments at the end of that game. It was pretty interesting. And it was so interesting that I think you should check it out. So the Insights is on all of our channels, so check us out. But no, it was a good game, good players. It's nice to see 2 Polk County teams battle, and then afterwards, they all took a picture together. The coaching staffs, the Kathleen guys, including the AD Irv Strickland. And that was pretty cool to see, despite a tough district battle, that something binds them together. And that was the high school in Lakeland, Kathleen High School. So good game for Discovery. Tenarock still building. That was their first game in 2 weeks because of storms. Not only the hurricane, but the week before got canceled because of a lightning. So they have a non-district game this Friday at Santa Fe. Unfortunately, we will not be there. I would hate to commit, and my grandbaby is born, so I'm not going to commit to going there this week. But Tenarock is a fun school. They're fun. They're a fun school to cover, and I'm glad we're there. And they've opened up. They've opened their arms up to us, and I appreciate that. So thank you to the Tenarock administration, the principal, the AD, and the coaching staff and players.
That was one of the key comments that you made, was the fact that you had received a call from the athletic director, letting you know what was going on and asking you to be there. That's part of that relationship building that is important for us. And I'm glad that they were able to let you know. And I saw that Coach Trotman had retweeted the game and put it out again. And it just takes a minute to let people know. So we really do appreciate that. And you opening up that part of Florida for us. That's good. And you seem like you're having a good time doing it, Rick.
Yeah, until it rained at the end. But that was just fitting. It was fitting. It worked out. It was great. And I look forward to doing more. I'm looking forward to doing more for the kids.
And Ricketts now 3-2. They're playing as we speak at Fort Walton Beach. And we have them. I'm looking at the schedule. I actually thought that we had them next Friday, but I see that game is next Thursday. They have a home game that we'll be doing, and the week after that, I think they close out their home schedule with John Paul 2, so JP 2. So we have, after this game that they have tonight, we have 2 games in 2 weeks, back to back, 8 or 9 day time span that we cover them for 2 games. So we're looking forward to that. And, you know, we kind of halfway through the high school season now. It'll be playoffs next month this time. So it's really good to do and cover it. And as you see, it's fun to cover the kids. I mean, it really is. And you're beginning to feel some of that just in the stands and people asking you what you're doing and all of that. So it's rewarding to do something for the students, as we say.
Yeah.
It's about the kids.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You know, so you surprised me when you told me you had that. I was like, I didn't know you were doing a game this weekend. That kind of surprised me there.
Yeah, because he hit me up late Friday, Coach, and I said, yeah, but I was still kind of on a bubble. I was like, man, Winter Haven, that's 90 minutes away. And
Is
then
it?
Yeah. And they said, but he said, are you coming, Rick? I said, yeah, I'll text you when I'm on my way. That's what I told him. But the more I thought about it, I was like, he asked us, you know, and that means he's on board. And Coach Strickland, AD, the athletic director, former head coach at Kathleen High School, has been on board from the giddy up, from the jump. And so I was like, you got to do it. I mean, it was really a no-brainer to do.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I would have wanted to see all of Alabama and Georgia, but I saw the most important part, the fourth quarter. It was important. Right. But no, it was really a no-brainer. And when he asked, yeah, and I told him the only way, because I was going to go to Santa Fe if baby Raylan was born this Friday, but with it being up in the air, I couldn't make him any promises.
Right.
So, I would hate to be there halfway through the game and now what do I do? I gotta go. Right. Sorry. So that's why I told him I probably wouldn't, but I will let him know because I appreciate it. I appreciate him being on board and helping. We're having fun with this. And there's an interview, folks. There's an interview on my Facebook page and at Rick Brown 91 on X of Coach Irvin Strickland. 16 minutes long, so haven't had the time to break it down yet. It's the only reason why I haven't put it, haven't given it to Coach for insights yet. But check it out. It's a good interview. He tells you, learn why he likes what got him into coaching and why the Kathleen connection, as well as why Tenarock is a sleeping giant or a hidden gem that's about to explode. So, real interesting conversation.
All right, you back in your element.
Hey, it does say reporter, so hey, I better earn that moniker.
And that you do. No doubt about it.
Try our Insights mobile apps and have your own personalized content experience with our exclusive content. We developed an interactive experience as easy and diversified as Netflix. You have exclusive features showing access premium features, behind-the-scenes content and programs only available on our mobile apps and our streaming Roku channel. Insights apps give you our content in your hands while Insights Roku is on your big screen. Locally owned. Globally known. Insights.
Join us on Faith TV on Insights Roku. Anytime you need to feel the word, that you need uplifting, go to Insights YouTube or mobile apps and feel His Spirit lift yours up. Pray with us on Faith TV and allow His Spirit to comfort you. I have been sent to help you find your way. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Faith TV on Insights.
Time out. Time out. This is the coach. I'm a part of the Insights Mick and Rick show. Now when I can get Rick out of that cup, I get good discussion from him about the hottest sports topics. But we do keep it straight, no chaser. The more he turns that cup up, them words come out faster than a chicken pecking up corn. I'm just saying, or trying to say, what the damn hell? Just join us on the Mick and Rick show.
For a limited time only, the first 500 downloads of the Insights app will get free.
And Rick, we appreciate you. And they got the cup. And we will see you next week, y'all.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Your attention, please. Stay up to date with the latest from Insights. Visit our website at insights.com. 2 I's in the middle, INSIIGHTS.
Insights is the copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent their independent thoughts and representation.